Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we're going to really dig into the growth playbook of a true global giant, Bharti Airtel. We're going to go way beyond the headlines to break down their latest quarterly results and, more importantly, the core strategies that are shaping their future. Let's jump right in. To really get a sense of what we're talking about, let's just start with this one number, 605 million. That's a staggering number of customers that Airtel serves across 17 different countries. This massive user base, well, it's the foundation for this entire story. All right, so here's how we're going to break it all down today. First, we'll hit that Q1 performance snapshot. Then, we'll get into a strategic analysis, kind of like a SWOT analysis. We'll look at their core business as their key strength, explore new frontiers as their opportunities, and then we'll look at the headwinds, the weaknesses, and threats. And finally, we'll see how management wraps this all up into their official growth playbook. Okay, let's dive right in. Section 1. The performance snapshot. We got to start with the hard numbers, because they tell a really compelling story about how Airtel's been doing lately. So, when you look at these numbers, the story isn't just about growth, it's about smart growth. Yeah, revenue is up a super healthy 18%, but look closer. Their operational profit, the EBITDA, actually grew even faster at over 22%. And get this, their net income nearly doubled. What this really shows us is that Airtel isn't just getting bigger, it's getting way more efficient and a whole lot more profitable. And just to give you a visual on that, this chart really says it all. You can see that powerful upward climb. It's this kind of financial momentum that really fuels everything else we're about to talk about. Section 2, the core business engine. So, what's the engine behind all these incredible numbers? This brings us to the first part of our strategic look, Airtel's fundamental strengths. And it all starts with their powerhouse performance in the Indian mobile market. All right, check out this number, 250 rupees. This right here is the magic metric for understanding their success in India. It's the average revenue per user, or ARPU. Basically, how much money they make from each customer every single month. And the fact that it's jumped almost 19% in just a year, that's huge. It's proof they're getting customers to spend more. So how are they actually doing it? How are they getting that ARPU number up? Well, it's a three-part attack. They're bringing in millions of new, high-value smartphone users. They're also convincing people to upgrade to those premium postpaid plans. But the real kicker is engagement. Data usage is through the roof, at almost 27 gigs per person per month. People aren't just using Airtel, they're living on its network. And all that action leads directly to some seriously impressive profits. You know, hitting a margin of almost 60% in India is, well, it's just incredible. That means the business is a lean, mean, profit-making machine. And just as important, they're cleaning up their finances, paying down debt. This gives them a ton of flexibility and firepower for what comes next. Section 3, New Growth Frontiers. Okay, so the core business is solid, right? It's a rock. But where does the next wave of growth come from? This leads us straight into the opportunities part of our analysis, the new territories they're aiming to capture. A huge opportunity is in next-gen technology. Of course, there's 5G, but there's also something called fixed wireless access, or FWA. Just think of it like getting super fast fiber internet, but beamed wirelessly right to your house. No digging, no cables, and their big partnerships with tech giants like Nokia and Ericsson are what's making this future a reality. And if you're wondering if that home internet opportunity is real, well, just look at this. A nearly 38% jump in their home services customers in 1 year. That's not just growth, that's an explosion. It shows you people are hungry for better home internet. And Airtel is there to deliver. Now let's talk about the next massive frontier, Africa. Getting internet to rural communities there is a huge challenge, but Airtel is getting creative. Their partnership with SpaceX's Starlink to use satellites for connectivity, this is a total game changer, letting them reach places that were simply impossible before. And while we're in Africa, we have to talk about Airtel Money. This isn't just some side hustle, it's a full-on financial engine. The growth is just mind-blowing no matter how you look at it. Transaction value, customer numbers, revenue, it's all exploding upwards by double digits. This is fast becoming a core piece of their entire African operation. Okay, but let's be real. It's never a perfectly smooth ride for any company. To get the full picture, we have to look at the other side of the coin. The weaknesses and threats. The stuff they have to manage carefully to keep this train on the tracks. So you've got this interesting mix of pressures. Internally, things like their old digital TV business are shrinking, which is natural.
They're also intentionally letting go of some business clients that don't make them much money, which can dip revenue short term. Then, externally, you have the government regulations, which are always changing, and the constant growing threat of scams and digital fraud.
So, what do you do when faced with a threat like fraud? Well, this is where it gets really smart. Airtel is turning a threat into an opportunity to build trust. They've rolled out this AI-powered shield that blocks over 1 billion potential threats every single day. And they give it to their customers for free. It's a brilliant move. Section 5, the strategic playbook. All right, so we've seen the strengths, the opportunities, the threats. How does management pull all of this together into a coherent plan? Well, their strategy is refreshingly simple. They call it the 3-line focus. And here it is. It's dead simple, but incredibly powerful. Step 1, just grow the top line. Sell more stuff across the entire company. Step 2, get more efficient. Make sure your profits are growing even faster than your sales. And step 3, make your assets work harder. Squeeze every last drop of revenue out of every tower, every piece of fiber. It's a disciplined, focused formula for success.
So, when you put it all together, you've got this incredible momentum. You've got these huge opportunities in data and digital finance, and you have a crystal clear playbook from the top. And it really leaves you with this one big question. With everything we've seen, is Airtel setting itself up to be the undisputed leader of the digital future? Not just in India, but maybe in Africa too? All right, and before we wrap up, just a quick but important disclaimer. This video is made using NotebookLM AI. This is primarily made for educational and self-use. I'm an NISM certified research analyst and mutual fund distributor, and I fact-checked the content before generating the video. Please do not take any investment or trading decisions based on these videos, and if you use this video for further research and analysis, then please leave a feedback. If you want to invest or get insurance, you can contact me on gurusbigs.com.